This is Paula from Plantland, and this is just going to be a little talk about some of the things that you should think about starting from seed. Now, we're in the third week of March. Lots of things in the vegetable garden that we might want to start from seed, but not everyone's growing vegetables. Some of us want to grow herbs. This is a good time of year to indoor start your herb seeds that you want to either grow into pots later, and we'll do a whole video on herbs once we have a lot more herb plants growing here at Plantland. But if you're thinking that you want to grow herbs from seed, this is the time of year, third week of March, to come in and get your seeds and get them planted. And you can do it any way you want. You can do it in small pots like this, the little coconut fiber pot. There's the toilet paper, half roll of toilet paper method. You can use small plastic pots like this. If you do this, you'd fill it about up to here with potting soil, and then you'd fill that top half with starting mix and plant your herb seeds in the top of that and get them started. Lots of herbs that will grow just fine in pots. We'll talk about that in the herb video later, but lots of things that you could get started now from seed if you want to have an herb garden. The other thing to think about starting from seed now is flowers. Things like sweet peas and nasturtiums and lupins, snapdragons, bee balm, sunflower, Shasta daisies. These are all things, all flowers that you can grow from seed. And it's lots of fun to grow these things from seed. Now, some of these seeds need a little bit of special treatment. Something like nasturtium, sweet peas, and lupin require a little bit of pre-treatment, and there's a couple different things. For sweet peas, you can soak the seeds in water overnight to soften. Same thing with nasturtium. You can soak them in water overnight. Lupins are a little different, and sometimes I do the same thing with these seeds too. What you actually want to do is you want to nick them. You want to break the coating, outer coating on the seed. One of the easiest ways to do that is to take some sharp gravel, put it in a little covered container, put your seeds in with the gravel, and then shake that container really hard, and that sharp gravel will nick those seeds plenty for them to, the coating, for them to germinate easily for you. And then typically you would soak those overnight after you've nicked them. Same thing with the nasturtiums and the sweet peas. And I think morning glories, you do that too, if you have to nick the seed. So one of the easiest ways to do that, like I said, is just take some gravel and shake them up in it. Sunflowers, everybody likes to grow sunflowers. It's maybe a tad early to be planting your sunflower seeds, but not much. Boy, we start to get to the first week of April, I would want sunflower seeds planted and getting those started to put out. These are all bee balm and Shasta daisy. These are actually perennials that we grow here, and perennials are the flowers that come back every year, year after year. So bee balm and Shasta daisy are ones that you could start from seed to have a nice flower patch. Bee balm's a really good hummingbird plant. It is a member of the mint family, so it does spread very aggressively, but if you have a spot where you can let it do that, it's a great choice. I have a big spot of bee balm that the hummingbirds spend the whole fall working. They especially like it in summer when they have their young on the nest, because they go to these plants to get tiny little insects that they take back to their young. Shasta daisies, remember that Shasta daisies are different than the oxeye daisies that we have here that are a noxious weed. Sometimes I see people cultivating the oxeyes when they think they're doing Shastas, so you want to be a little bit careful there. But Shastas are a good one to start from seed. And again, all these seed packets have good information on the back, and these botanical interest seed packets, if you open them very carefully on the flaps, have lots of good information on the inside of the packet about growing these plants. So this is the time of year. Snapdragons. If you come to Plantland, you'll see that we've seeded all of our snapdragons, and they've been transplanted into the containers that they'll be sold in, 6-packs and 4-inch pots. It's another good one to grow. I didn't get seeds for it, but violas and pansies, other kinds of perennials like columbines you can grow from seed very easily. It's the time of year to be doing that if you're thinking about growing those kinds of things. We have a great selection of seeds out here. We're ordering more all the time. We don't seem to be having any trouble getting restocked on seeds. So it's a good time to come into the greenhouse and get your seeds for the season. I hope you're out there gardening, and this is Paula from Plantland, and happy flower gardening.